Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Josh, the co-founder and CEO of Trident, and welcome to the Trident Take, where today we'll analyze all of the market trends and the kind of investment activity from the first couple of months of this year. And today, pleased to announce we're with Adam Bixler, who's the cybersecurity portfolio lead at Squadra. Adam, thank you for joining.
Hey, Josh, thanks so much.
Adam, I'd love to hear from your point of view. You're in the thick of it. The first couple of months this year, January, February 2025, what have you seen at kind of high level, the analysis from your point?
No, definitely. And I think it's important to look at the past 2 years on the buyer side, because that's driving a lot of where the innovation trends are landing today. So if you go back 2 years, there were a lot of concerns that we might be facing a recession, either domestically or globally, which really reduced spend and reduced innovation within cybersecurity. The trend we saw was a lot of CISOs were losing their jobs. They were moving into virtual CISO type positions, more of an advisory type capability. And at the same time, some of those CISOs that remained started reporting to the CFO. So the CFO had more control over purchasing decisions. This means that where we used to have larger security staffs that would incubate new technologies that would play with innovation, they were more constrained to working with the larger platform vendors. So from that, it really reduced a lot of the innovation that we saw in market. Now, fast forward to November of last year. Once the election was decided, it really opened up budgets. We started to see more innovation come out where larger enterprises wanted to play with new innovative technologies again. And that drove a bit of deal flow into the end of last year. Now, of course, at the beginning of 25, beginning of the year, we usually do not see a lot of investment deal flow. Everything's building up for the RSA conference. We'll see tons of announcements. We've seen a few deals that are in the A, B round range that have not yet been announced, but some of that innovation will be coming to market. Specific segments that I'm watching today, CTEM. Nobody really knows what CTEM is going to be yet. We're looking at the amalgamation of external attack surface management, CASM as a category, sitting inside and inventorying what your vulnerability posture looks like. This goes all the way down to asset management, but building that integrated view, we still believe there's some huge opportunity in the market to do that. Second, threat intelligence is officially commoditized. Everybody's sharing many of the same indicators back and forth. But we are finding subsegments of threat intelligence, specialized data sets. If you can operationalize that back into your detection workflows, you're going to win some type of attention back from the higher end teams that are using threat intelligence in an operational manner. Subsequently, we're also looking at software supply chain. We believe that this is the new hot area where there's a Goldilocks opportunity. Everybody focused on detection and response for so long, post-exploitation. Let's go deal with it after we find it. Then there was this move to shift left, the idea that we're going to figure out how to make software more secure from the start. But what we're realizing is that software ships on specific timetables, and you may try to bake as much security into it as possible, but there's no guarantee. You may be shipping new vulnerabilities when you ship new software. That Goldilocks just right scenario of being able to sit right in the middle, understanding running applications, their dependencies, and the likelihood of exploitability. A lot of this was forecasted about a year and a half ago that would be an application detection and response. So when we're looking at live memory, when we're looking at running applications, what are those exposures in that moment? And then are there compensated controls to account for that?
Nice. I appreciate the overview. Back to the second point, threat intel. Commoditized, yes, I think I could probably argue the case has been that way for a while. Are you particularly looking at subsectors feeding the bigger threat intel vendors new, like it could be info stealers, it could be stolen credits, but like something that they believe, therefore, another intel vendor that doesn't have? So like specialized access.
Definitely. So what we're starting to see within those subsegments, obviously everybody tried to build that global repository of threat actors and specific indicators around the malware that they were using. Then on the backside of this, we started to see more threat-informed defense type structures where how do we plan for the threats that we're most concerned with? And that's where we start to look at, is it info stealers? Is it API-based security? Is it indicators of threat infrastructure in use? A lot of this is how do you drive it into detection pipelines? And what we're finding is this entire shift as what we joke about the SIM wars going on. When we look at the major vendors that are all consolidating around SIM as a platform, how do you drive more intelligence into your detection workflows, into your detection content, so that you're only holding on to the data that you really need, as opposed to vacuuming everything up? Yes, data storage is cheap, but search and retrieval is very expensive. So how do you use these different subsegments of threat intelligence to have better indicators, better detections on the front end to know that you're focusing in the right areas?
And last point is identity. Obviously, it's always played a huge part, particularly in the last few years, in terms of where the proportion of investments coming from, or going into. Are you still seeing that in terms of deal flow? Are you still seeing many identity companies coming to you, or
There's
founders?
a lot. Yeah, no, we've seen a few that are, anything that's HSM accelerator based, anything that is specialized to, yeah, be it remote apps, SaaS, cloud management.
Hmm.
There are definite subsegments of IAM that are still interesting, but this is one area where we've seen large enterprises have really rallied around the major players, be it the 2FA companies, be it
Yeah.
Active Directory style credentials. A lot of understanding within the organization about credential reuse and abuse has really driven security workflows and driven some consolidation. We do believe that there's some opportunity in this space. We do believe that there's something that could take over the traditional complaints around the major consolidated IAM vendors. We've
Mhm.
seen a little bit of shift in the market with the big players, that have gone private, looking to go public again. So we
Yep.
are looking for opportunities.
Cool. Adam, thank you for joining. I appreciate your insight.
Josh, thank you.